Hi, Bethany family. This is Pastor Joel checking in just to let you know how excited I am, how excited we are for our beginning of in-person Sunday morning services coming up on July 5th. But I wanted to take a moment to just sort of touch base with you about a couple of things. To let you know sort of what this is going to look like as we start to regather in person. Hopefully you've received a document that that tells you sort of all the specific details. I want to give you just a couple of highlights here of what it's going to be like, what it'll look like as we start to gather in person. The first thing I want to mention is that we are well aware that not everyone is able to or ready to start gathering in person again for Sunday services, and that's okay. We are going to do everything we can to continue providing the online services, and that's just going to look a little different than it has up to this point. Up till now, you've been watching services on our YouTube page, and now we're going to be switching over to our Facebook page because that will enable us to do it live. So while we are having a service live, you'll be able to watch it, participate at home through our Facebook live stream. That's going to start this coming Sunday, June 28th. We're having sort of a test run, a practice, if you will, of that in-person service. We're going to have some key people there, deacons and ushers and folks that are going to get a feel for what this is like before we launch officially, and then the following Sunday, July 5th, is when we officially launch those in-person services. And so we will be doing the services on Facebook live throughout the rest of the summer and really for the foreseeable future. And so you'll always have that option of watching from home if you need to and if you want to. So encourage you to again check out the Facebook page. There's a link in the email where you can find that. You can view those live videos even if you're not if you don't have a Facebook account or anything like that. So I want to talk about what's it going to look like as we get together. Just a couple of the highlights. Again, that document tells you all the details. We'll be sanitizing all the commonly touched surfaces each week before the service, and so you know, we're talking doorknobs and pews and things like that. We'll be roping off certain sections of the pews to allow for more distance when we're sitting together, so that we're not sitting too close. We're really, bottom line is, we're trying to follow CDC guidelines for social distancing. So we're encouraging folks to wear masks if you're able, you know, stay 6 feet apart as much as possible. You know, we're going to try to avoid shaking hands and hugging and that kind of thing for now, which I know is going to be difficult for some of us, myself included. But we want to do what we can to follow those guidelines. Another thing is that the service itself is going to be pared down a bit more than what our regular services were. We're going to be doing sort of that Acts 2:42 thing. If you look in the book of Acts, Chapter 2, verse 42, we see how the early church devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching, to the fellowship, the breaking of bread, that's communion, and to prayer. And that's really what our services are going to be focused on. And so at the end of each service, we'll encourage everyone to come out to the parking lot together, where we'll be able to sing a closing hymn together and fellowship. We'll encourage folks to hang out and fellowship outside in the parking lot as much as they can. And that's just the way it's going to have to look for right now. The best medical advice we have available to us says that singing together in an enclosed space, even with masks on, poses a significant risk of spreading COVID-19. And so it's our worship and song for right now is just going to have to look a little different. So we're gonna have to be flexible. We will have a childcare area set aside. We won't have childcare volunteers, but we'll have a place where parents can go with their kids if they need to at some point during the service. And for those of you that know the Bethany facility well, it'll be the puddle jumpers room. That'll be where you can go with your kids. This is our plan. This is our plan for right now. And I recognize that very often, as the Bible says, man makes his plans, but the Lord directs his steps. And so I'm really urging all of us to be flexible, to be loving to each other, to be gracious, and to display Christ's love even when things don't go according to plan. We've certainly gotten some experience with things not going according to plan recently. And so I would just encourage us to be praying about this and saying, you know, God, how can we display Christ-like love to one another as we come together, and whether you're able or ready to gather with us in person or not, beginning with July 5th. So whether I see you July 5th, whether I see you later in August or September or whenever, the bottom line is, know that I love you guys, praying for you, and we're hoping and praying that God will make this a time of really focusing our attention on Him, showing His love as it's supposed to be when we gather together. So, take care. Check out that document on our website, bethanybfc.org. You can go there. You can click right there on the banner at the top of the homepage to find that document. If the link in the email didn't work or whatever, feel free to reach out to me if you've got questions. Love to chat more. But God bless. Take care.